Hey guys, it's Matt. I'm looking at the Indian plane crash, India's plane crash, AI 171, AI 17178. Guys, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do the first grade truther thing. I won't do it anymore. Many of you will disagree. Many of you will end up leaving this channel. You want to look at an event like this. If you look at the event on its own, without having a general reality discussion, bringing in metaphysical reality to half the discussion, you've lost. You just haven't learned anything in 10 years, in my opinion. The first grade truther will look at the gematria and look at the sole survivor, the person that walked out. Well, Matt, surely it's all cake in a lake. It's not that simple anymore, folks. It is not that simple anymore. It's much more along the lines of, even if it's real, it's fake. Even if it's real, they just don't. The first grade truthers are lost. You have to have a general reality discussion, and meaning of course something happened, something crashed. Of course, it's a crowded part of India. The first grade truth. Well, Matt, they sent down an empty shell, and they have to make it look good. It's not that. You just can't analyze the event on its own inside your little reality bookends. It doesn't work anymore. You have to have a general reality discussion. You have to at least be willing to go places like, even if it's real, it's fake. The best place to start here, and I guess this is going to confuse a lot of people, and I guess I'm confused myself. When we said prior to C the V, it was after the Kobe Bryant helicopter incident. We said, will there ever be? This is the place to start in terms of understanding how reality works now. Will there ever be a major news story from here on out? I put it to you, Greg. I put it to you guys. That will not be riddled. Will there ever be a major news story that's just not going to be loaded up with conspiracy, which things that don't make sense, with interpretations where you can take both sides? Will there ever be a news event that's just a clean and simple news event in this reality? And most of you and the old guard came forth whenever Kobe helicopter crash was. I know it was before the V me, and said, no, Matt, as long as we've been observing this, there's something with reality itself. There will never be a major event or major news story that just isn't riddled to get the truth researchers' attention with conflicting evidence and things that don't make sense and endless rabbit holes to investigate. So we notice this about reality itself. When we notice this about reality itself, well, it's not the most sophisticated way of continuing to talk about it, but that's simply fake world. Okay, that we don't have to put it into complicated verbiage, whatever that means, or any sort of complex prose. Or you just fake world. If you can come to the realization, you've seen enough and done enough in your research. We're 2019 going into 2020, the early part of 2020, whenever Kobe, whatever that event was, whenever it was before See the V me, and the old guard said, no, I sense there won't ever be anything big that happens in this world that just won't have a whole section over here to get the truth researchers' attention. Again, things that don't make sense, endless rabbit holes. So that is a symptom of a fake world. That is an element of reality itself that can't be ignored. So the first grade truthers say, the plane crash in India. And maybe the first grade truther never learned these lessons, but we all have the tendency to abandon all the lessons and to just look at it for what it is without having the reality discussion. And it just doesn't work anymore. Well, Matt, then there hasn't been any crashes, like you said, for over 200 to 250 million flights. And the Notnilk sent up an empty shell. And, it did crash in a residential. There's something crashed. Matt, something crashed in the Pentagon, too, But there wasn't anybody on. There wasn't anybody on board. And then the sole survivor, he was hiding in a trash can. And he scurried around the back with makeup. It doesn't work anymore. What works for me, and I've been looking at this closely for 15 years, is Even if it's real, it's fake, meaning it's real from one perspective. You could be out there, you explosion. You could see it happen. And okay, the first grade truth. Well, Matt, certainly something crashed, but how do you know anybody was on board? And no, I'm not going there. So then they have to create backstories on 200, and they have to cake in a lake 240 funerals. That was hard enough to do for the Robin Williams movie Captain Hook. They did it for, and they have to cake in a lake 240 funerals. No, to me, from many perspectives, if you were there, for example, if you were in that crowded area where the wreckage that hurt people in the medical school, or if you were there, it's real. But it's not. Does that make any sense? It's real, but it's not. This guy's. I mean, Matt, you would look less crazy if you just said it was cake in a lake. You're making yourself look even more nuts by saying it's real, but it's not. I know this doesn't look good to anybody stumbling upon this video. You have to bring the whole. You have to everything you've learned about how reality works. You have to bring it in. So for all the old guards, like with Kobe showed us there won't ever be a major event ever for the rest of our lives without this whole segment over here being riddled with conspiracy and things to chase and things to follow. But so they I'm not blaming the old guard. I'm just using you guys as an example. I think you understand mostly what I'm saying. But the 5th or 7th or 9th grade truther might have agreed with that back then, but then you're just going to abandon that. See, if you notice that there's always going to be conspiracy in every major news event, that is, you're noticing something about reality itself. So you can't forget that lesson. You have to incorporate that in everything we looked at. And to me, the highest evolution of that is, even if it's real, it's fake. Most things, at least now, maybe they'll put something in motion, like rolling a snowball down a mountain. Most things are real. If you were there. Oh, really somebody just ran out of that bank. I was right there. Oh, they shot the clerk. I was there. It's real. From that perspective, it is. But from other perspectives, it's not. I don't know if that makes any sense. I'm not going to re-record. But the first grade truther will look at the gematria. Matt, AAI 1717889. It's because that every major news event is going to be riddled with the numbers and the gematria, the symbols and the letters. It's part of it's there to get our attention, literally to get our attention, to draw us into it. It's there for us for the most part. Not really prepared to go there or talk about that at this time, but I guess I'm kind of I need to pause and see where I am here, and just to maybe I'll go over part of that to see if that made any sense. We'll continue. I think I'm just going to end this. We'll continue with it. Some things are said per the subject matter. I don't, will I have a problem with this when I upload? I don't know. I mean, I don't. It's almost, I walk on eggshells on every upload anymore. I don't trust that. Just constant walk on eggshells in terms of what can be said, what can't be said. At the minimum, I'll clarify it at freevoice.io and probably continue with this subject tomorrow. But I'll probably just upload just to float this out there and see if you guys basically understand what I'm saying about reality itself. At this point, if you're there close by, almost everything is from those definitions is real, but it's not. It's not people being paid and threatened, and actors, and the pilots are in, and then you create backstories and all the deceased and all the that couldn't possibly be pulled off. We've seen so many thousands of these things, and all the backstories have to be pulled off, and all the people have to know their lines, and reality is carrying out a script of some kind where if you're right in the middle of it, it's very real. But from our perspective, because of how we've separated from it, it's very fake at the same time. Even if it's real, it's fake. We'll talk more, I'm sure, about this.